Welcome to another day of Cosmoteer. This is going to be part 2 of Cosmoteer collaboration, viewership edited, and more. What we're going to do over here is we're going to come over here and we're going to look at Trilobyte. And we're going to be looking at this ship right here, which was provided to me by Shine325. They messaged me on one of my videos and was trying the Grand Admiral challenge and was running into a bunch of problems with defense. And so that's all I was actually working on here, was just the defense of it. So I made a few changes to it. Oh, I made a lot more than just a few changes to it. I made a ton of changes to it. And I'm going to showcase the actual original that I got with just a few minor changes compared to where it's at now. Now you look at the big difference right here. His original one does cost a little bit less, but there's a lot more crew involved there. We come over here and we look at the original right here, and you can see there's flat cannons here, point defense is a little bit here, but there's no side defense, which was one of the biggest concerns. And then you have a whole bunch of crew here, and then it's kind of like jumbled up. And then the crew optimization right here is not really well defined. And we also have people not actually sending out to supply certain things. So there's different places where things are not supplied well, like these capacitors are not actually assigned. Well, assigned here for power, you can see right here, but power is not dedicated. So you have people running from the back of the ship here to the front of the ship trying to supply different things, or people from the front of the ship running to the back of the ship, which doesn't utilize it as well. So you have way too much crew. So over here, what it did here is it balanced it out a lot more, actually assigning specific crew to do specific tasks and to actually supply the rail guns to be better, as well as supplying out the different crew and making sure that people stay at the front of the ship or people stay closer to the back of the ship, and also designating how power is actually segmented out to being dedicated to here's the back of the ship, middle of the ship, and front of the ship, so that the front of the ship actually does what it's supposed to do. And I'm actually wondering here why these two are pointing to each other like that. I'm gonna undo that because I just noticed it. It should be that way, not this way. Like that. Just like this one should not be like this. So why is it crossing? So glad I caught that. Okay, we're just gonna go ahead and save this right now. And then what I want to showcase here, so when they're fighting against each other, if you're just looking at the railguns themselves, you're going to look at flat cannons can handle certain things, but you see how the flat cannons don't handle it all and don't prevent every single damage. Where this one right here, when you're being shot at, every single shot will be taken care of now, adding a whole lot of layer of protection in the front. And you see how these are all straight. And the other thing nice too as well is people are going to stay near the back of the ship. You won't have too many people idle now that we've reduced the crew some. We've moved people up here to be more dedicated for the front. Now, the most biggest concern here is when the ship is under stress, because this ship is not giving it enough pressure for stress. They're just firing at each other. So let's take this huge modified one, which I've changed significantly, and let's come over here and let's bring in what was having problems with. And we'll just test with one right now, just so you can see how this actually performs. Now, another thing that I also changed here just to test the firing is I know railgun ships, and I'm going to showcase this here later in this video. If you come over here and look at each one of these, I changed them all to fire at will. And the main reason I changed it to fire at will is I wanted to see how fast the reload time is and optimize if they're constantly firing, constantly under stress. As well as we're taking the constant stress in the front to see if it's under pressure and is taking missiles and everything else, how well does it defend if a ship actually does get close enough to it. So this is the whole reason why I had it this way, and this is the whole reason why I put this to change to fire at will, is I wanted to check how fast will it reload, will it constantly reload, do we have enough to optimize it. So I optimized all the power to work perfectly. But for a true railgun, you don't want them to be them at fire at will. You want them to fire at target, which I'm going to showcase a little bit later. But here I want to show you even more stress on this ship as well. And when I say more stress, instead of doing one, let's do two. Now, if you watch the first video, part one, you notice that these ships, before optimization and before changes, could come in here and just wreck this ship. But the whole point was to build the railgun ship, which costs a lot more and a lot more crew, to build a handle. And the main reason why I'm bringing these ships is to handle how much stress can it take from the front with all the point defenses firing, your crew, are they moving around, how many people are sitting idle. Now these guys sitting idle, that's okay. When it gets under more stress, they do come out, but I want nobody sitting in bunkers. If you take the first ship design or the several other ones that I took, people will sit in bunkers. The other problem too is if you look at the original design, you didn't have this cross function to go back and forth. So because they do go back and forth between the ship to do different things. And then you can see right here, they turn red, but they will eventually turn green. And the main reason it cost so much is because the front of the ship was having problems with the smaller reactors. Now you see right here, I added more defense right here to segment out these. So even if they destroy a couple, some of them can still keep firing. I know it's under huge duress and huge stress right now, but we're mainly checking the side defenses to see how it's getting destroyed from the side, the back. This is more than what you're going to handle in game by the time anybody even gets close to you for a Railfan, but I wanted to showcase this of how it actually works. So now what we're going to do here is we're going to clear everything and we're going to show how a true Railfan actually works. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go over here, we're going to look for Trilobyte. Trilobyte. We're going to pull in my most recent version. We're going to come over here to play as, and we're going to do play as player 2. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to remove this, and we're going to bring in not 1, not 2, but 3. We'll bring in 3 of these ships. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to play as all players. We're going to take this ship right here. We're going to hold down Control and Shift, and we're going to select. We're going to do Control 1, saying this is 1. And we're also going to select the ship. We're going to make sure this is Control F1. So F1 will bring me the ship. The number 1 key will bring me the weapons. Now over here, there's a hotkey for this. Right now, it's fire at will. If I push O, it's pause all weapons, and this is fire at target. So now I'm at fire at target, and this is how you truly want your actual ray gun to be. And we're going to take these 3 ships, and you can say attack this ship. We're going to take this ship. We're going to come over here. I'm going to target this right here, and now I'm going to push the R key. I'm going to rotate to the left, rotate to the right as needed. And we're just going to rotate back and forth. So pushing R key, and we're rotating to the left, rotating to the right, and we just took out that ship. Now we come over here, we click this one right here. And what it's doing is, it's literally firing at my target. So I'm rotating to the left, push R key, rotate to the right. Rotate to the left, rotate to the right. Rotate to the left, rotate to the right. Take that one out. We come over here, we select this one right here, we say, okay, I want to blow this guy up. One to the left, rotate to the right. Rotate to the left, rotate to the right. And the main reason what I was doing with the modifications is to increase the defense. You see right here, even though under duress, no problem in the front, no problem on the sides. Fully took out all 3 ships without any issues or any problems. That's how a true Railfan should work. And I also increased the storage right here to increase the actual significance of it. Now rotating to the right and rotating to the left are important, pushing the R key. But that's how a true Railfan will work. Now, if you've noticed a lot of my gameplay, I don't really play with railguns. But I wanted to make sure that this was showcased so that you can see how a true Railfan is. You want to rotate your weapons while targeting so they're all just firing straight down where you want to target. The AI does not control railguns very well. And that's why, for testing purposes and testing purposes only, I changed them to fire at will so that you can see under duress how fast do they fire, how fast do they reload, does it reload fast enough, what needs to be fixed, what needs to be changed. So let me come over here and let me just hit on exactly, because I know I only touched it just a little bit, but I want to hit on it a little bit more, is the original design compared to what we're looking at here. The original design right here, if you look at how this is. Now he also has 3 sensor arrays. Sensor arrays do not stack. They are not like hyper beacons. So removing 3 of them, only keeping 1 hyper beacon is important. You see right here, there's no way to cross section between the ship. They have to walk through the storage area, which slows it down. You have all this extra crew here that's sitting here doing nothing, especially under duress. And how I figured that out is if we'll take an older version and I'll show that to you. See how the people, there's still people sitting in the bunker for right now, but there's just not in duress. There's just enough crew for when under full stress, nobody's sitting in bunkers. But you're not wasting any crew members. Because crew is expensive when you're playing gameplay. Very expensive. And so you can see how everything's doing like this. I purposely put these ones up front So that because what happens is when you're under stress and under duress, it has huge problems here. Now you see that the original faces the new, not even touched, not even close to touched, and it can just wipe that other ship out, no problem. Now if we go over here and let's look at some of our more middle versions, so a 2.3 version, and let me just show you other things and why this is a big difference. Because this one right here, it has these capacitors here, and I know I changed these ones to small reactors, but the placement of some of the defenses up the front were not optimized enough, and neither were the back end crew. I had removed already crew, but you can see there's still even more crew right here to not do the cross section, which causes huge amounts of problems. And if you watch this ship right here, this ship right here is not optimized. See all these people sitting here? These people in red? Just watching the back of the ship as it fights. The back of the ship is not getting to the front of it to do what it needs to do. Now I know I just over here got a lucky shot off. We lost one cannon. I added this protection to be longer so that you don't lose both cannons. It needs to be just a tiny bit longer, and also I got rid of extra weight here so that it's empty space, because you just need to go a little bit faster. Now here you can see right here again, people sitting in bunkers. It's now getting a little bit more stressed. Wasted crew. Right? You have people over here, and you have guys running up here doing who knows what back and forth. They're not designated to the front of the ship enough. I had already changed it. I already optimized number 23 a lot. So if you look at even an older version, that's important as well. But these are the different things that I changed. It significantly made a big difference. I wanted to showcase that this is what I'm going to finalize, change, and provide it back to Close Up Shine 325, who left me a comment reaching out, playing Grand Admiral. I wanted to increase the defenses. So that's the main focus that I focused on: defense and optimization. How you can handle a Grand Admiral challenge, and that's why I was showcasing my other ships and literally just wiping them out without any issues. Literally no damage almost taken to the ship from the front and even from the sides, because missiles were being shot at from all different angles. So thank you all so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching my content. If you enjoyed this content, please feel free to smash the like button, leave me a comment, tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like. If you want to get involved, you want to showcase some of your ships, you want me to help you optimize defense, damage, movement, whatever it is, come join us on Discord or send me an email at tlny@gmail.com. You can send me your ships. If you don't prefer Discord, send me your ship. Let me know what you want me to look at and fix or work on, and I'll create a video and work on optimizing it, and then send it right back to you, and you can play with it as you like. Thank you all for watching again, and if you enjoyed it again, thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed already, please feel free to subscribe. If you don't want to subscribe, that's okay as well. You can come back once a week, once a month, check out what content I have. Thank you all again for being here, and you all have a wonderful rest of your day.